the Deep Space Fleet Navy, which is another name for the JDFC, the Joint Defense Force Command. During this time, he was tasked with setting up a new trade agreement, settling disputes, and setting up colonies within the breakaway. Heinrich was stationed on the USS Hochler, which is 6 miles long. His second alter is Jared. He is an archaeologist in the ICC, and John believes he is still alive. His other alter, Adam, served in Solar Warden, which later split into Radiant Guardian. Adam served on Europa, New Nuremberg on Titan, Victoria Colony on Mars, and Ganymede. Adam served as an immigration officer for our solar system. Today we'll be discussing various interplanetary corporate conglomerate families, including the ones controlling Kruger Mercenary Corps, the Marshalls, and the Arasaka Corporation. Welcome, John.
Thanks for having me, James.
Yeah, thanks for coming on here. So, I know we're trying to get this interview done in a kind of a covert manner here for you, but we're gonna make do here. The setting with the air conditioner in the background, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that you're here, John. So,
Thanks.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
Well, John, so I know you had some very interesting experiences, and I'm very grateful that you've been able to come back on this show numerous times. I can't even remember what interview this is. We're probably on number 5 by now. Maybe.
Something like that, yeah. And we have another one scheduled already with Christy.
Oh, yeah, and look at this, everybody. Christy Campbell is in the house. Hi, Christy Campbell, CC33.
Hi, Christy.
I know. Christy, anyway, it's a long story. No, we have Nancy's here. Nancy, bring back the guy you had just on here. Nancy, tell us who that is. Okay. All right, enough of that. So, John, where should we begin?
I guess we should begin with why I wanted to talk about this in the first place, because I think this is an under-discussed subject, which is the deeply, trying to think of the word, dynastic nature of the ICC. They're not run quite like how corporations here are. They're run by families. And these families are the Illuminati's answer to, the breakaway's answer to the Illuminati. Essentially, they're who hold all the power and prestige. And I think that their importance is severely under-discussed. And and I also have a list of some ICC companies that no one has ever talked about before that we can get into. But starting off with the families, there's ones that I consider basically the big 5. The Kruger family of Kruger, the Serene family of Monarch Solutions, Arasaka of Arasaka Robotics, Fernandez of Fernandez Arms, which is another company people don't really talk about much. That's 4. Who was the 5th one? Sorry.
Marshalls?
Yeah, the Marshalls, thank you, sorry. Who run Theodore Marshall and Company Shipping, which is a massive shipping company off-planet. And they're into a lot more than shipping behind the scenes, by the way. They are into all sorts of things that they have their fingers in.
Like, we're talking about transporting humans.
Yeah, they do that, and weapons and drugs and looted materials, all sorts of things like that.
Wow. So, where should we even begin? I guess we just begin. How about you explain what the ICC is for people out there who really don't understand this structure?
The ICC, which stands for Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, is a massive collection of corporations, both ones that you can find on Earth and ones that you cannot, who run the infrastructure and the economy of our off-world colonies. And yeah, that's what that is.
And how old is ICC? Like, when did it first begin?
I would say probably the 1940s, maybe a little earlier.
And so that was what the Germans got on scene and started going off-world.
Yeah, and there were other companies that they kind of brought into the fold, such as Chiquita Banana, which is the big one, BMW, and several others were among the first.
Wow, interesting. So Chiquita Bananas might have banana plantations in the off-world breakaway.
Yeah, they have plantations of all kinds of fruits, and they have I think a lot of people being trafficked on Earth are finding themselves ending up in these plantations as slave labor. You know, some things never change.
Would they more typically say take a dead body out of a cemetery that recently died and reanimate it and then use that as a slave instead of just kidnapping people, missing people?
They do both. They take people who no one's going to miss. So yes, people who've died recently, but also refugees, homeless people, you know, the people that no one will miss. People in prisons, people in mental institutions.
What percentage of you think are dead, the dead in the cemeteries, you think actually the bodies were taken into the breakaway?
Globally, I would say probably 25%.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I am dead serious.
Hold on. So if we have, how many people? Maybe 50 million people are dying per year. So that would be about 15 million.
Yeah.
You think it's that much?
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah. And once they take these people, I guess they take the body, they bring it on the ship, it's reanimated, the memories are wiped.
Yeah, or they just take a genetic sample and go and grow a clone of it. Sometimes that's simpler. It depends on what technology they prefer to use and what they have access to.
Oh my gosh, wow. That's just a shock. You think the dead could be respected.
Yeah. But, you know, they're not going to pass up that opportunity. It's more work, more people they can get to work for them, you know.
Well, what about their own colonies? Surely they have their own population they could utilize, workers.
They do, but like I said, they like people who no one is going to notice. So.
Interesting. Wow, let's go. So let's start with how about we start with our first planetary corporation? I think you said Monarch, right? Oh, wait, no, Kruger?
Kruger, yes.
I'm going to go Kruger, okay.
Kruger was founded by a Nazi SS man by the name of Walter Kruger. You can actually find him on Google.
How does that compare to Gabriel Kruger?
I'm getting to that.
I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. You can just talk. Okay. Go ahead.
He founded Kruger Mercenaries pretty much right after the war when the Germans left for Mars in mid to late May of 45. Gabriel Kruger is his son, or was his son. Gabriel died in 2019, 2020, maybe 2021, something like that. I had an altar who was actually at his funeral. He was not mourned for whatsoever. People just showed up out of so they could be seen in their fancy funeral clothes, basically. You know, he is not missed.
So, John, why didn't they just use re-aging technology?
I think they did a number of times, and that he chose that time to die. He wanted to die.
And also, John, ACIO records show that Gabriel Kruger, I think he began his career in the 1820s, and then he went to the future to the 1920s, right, and set up Kruger Mercenary Corps. Do you have any information on that?
It's very possible. With time travel, he could have gone back in time from the 1940s to do that.
Well, from the 1820s to the 1920s.
Yeah. Okay. It's very possible. I would not say no. I would not say no. What I'm telling is the things that I remember being told when I was in space. I am not, to be crystal clear, I am not saying that these are the definitive true stories or anything. These are just what I remember.
And do you remember they calling him Fruity Kruger? Do you remember that, John?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because he was a bit fruity.
Well, he had some very interesting. Oh my gosh, guys. Attracted to other men. So
yeah, which
is not typical Nazi thing. So that's why the other Nazis called him Freddy Krueger. But
yeah.
But he did have children, so I guess he is what he needed to be when he wanted to be. But it was very, very successful at running a corporation. But I guess success is all relative, John. Would you consider Kruger Mercenary Corps a successful corporation?
Absolutely. I mean, in the way that corporations measure their success, yes. They have incredible amounts of money and prestige and are very well respected within their field. I will go into, since Gabriel's death, his daughter Alexandria is now running it. And the actress Amy Poehler is a clone of Alexandria Kruger. All of that family have clones that are celebrities on Earth.